But this is all for laughs, right? We're a comedy pod.
Yeah, we're a comedy podcast now. Shout out to Nate. He broke it.
Hella jokes, dog.
Yikes.
Coming with the funnies.
Yikes. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the cave. I'm here. Hold up. With the caveman.
Hey.
I got Naro. I got Proper. I got Francis. I got ASM. I got Zach, Feel the Burn. And we also have Kyle, a.k.a. the chef.
Yay.
Closing out the season finale. We're opening up the season. I don't know what it is. But, every 10 episodes, we like to have the homies on, talk some shit, recap. And so...
Talk that talk, man.
This is what it is. Before we begin, make sure you check out our sponsors at safelightcandle.com. If you need lighting for your home, workspace, or studio, get it at safelightcandle.com. Also, sign up for our Patreon on our website at cave.com. That's K4V3.com. Join the community, get exclusive content and early access to the Cave Mart. That's what we're calling the store now, Cave Mart.
And Super Cave Mart.
We're cooking for 2024, y'all. So
Hell yeah.
Check us out. So what's up, guys? How you guys doing?
What's up?
Christmas this weekend.
Happy holidays.
It's a nice
Happy
change.
holidays. So what's the origins of Santa Claus? How did that all come about? You guys want to start there, or just right into it?
Shit, I'm down. Fuck it. It's like taking a shot. Just give it to me.
Doesn't almost every
Comedically speaking,
they have their own version of Santa anyway.
Hey, let's ease in. I don't want to just jump in.
a little foreplay.
Jeff Hardy style. You know what I mean? But Jermaine's tired as fuck because he is exerting his energy to this egregore called Christmas.
This pagan holiday.
You guys done with your Christmas shopping? How's that going for y'all?
No, absolutely not. I'm gonna try to get it done tomorrow and Sunday. I think is what we're shooting for, which is not ideal for me, but that's just the way the cookie crumbles.
I see.
I traditionally do it on the 23rd all the time.
Hell yeah, Francis. I love that.
Working out for me.
Yeah. Why do you do it that way? Do you do it because you like the busyness of last minute shopping, or because I like doing it that way too?
Yeah, just like I'm like under pressure, so I just like make quick decisions versus like if I go like 2 weeks before Christmas, I'm like, well, does my little niece like this? I don't know, man. But like if it's 23rd, I'm like, fuck it, just buy it and then put a gift receipt in the box too.
Yeah.
So I started doing this. I started doing throughout the year. Well, we actually started like 3 or 4 months ago when we started collecting because we knew it was coming up. So like if we like saw something that someone would like, we just snag it up real quick. But we got like super stressed. So we were like, you know what? Starting next year, like seriously, starting the 26th. If I see something, I'm just gonna snag it up. And if we already have it by the end of the year, I'll just go sell it somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's the ideal way, at least I try to aim for, but it's fun, and I always fall back on just doing last minute Christmas shopping. And I do validate it and kind of justify it with you get what you get, God chose this gift for you. This was destined to be your gift because it was the only one on the shelf, So here you go. Merry Christmas.
All of a sudden there's a God.
Yeah.
I will say though,
there is a God.
The longer you wait, though, that does play into effect of like you get to ask what other people got the person you're gifting for too, so you can like kind of not have to double gift and then worry about the awkwardness of having the same gift for somebody. Especially when it's great with kids too, because we're finding that out right now when we're like going through our lists of like, we can ask grandma and grandpa what they got our kids, and then it's just one less thing to go out and look for.
Right.
It's a whole thing. It's definitely a whole thing. Gotta make sure you don't double gift. That's what gift receipts also come in handy for. Just
bro. Like I don't care. Like if you get a second gift, go do what you want with it. Here's a receipt.
Yep.
Exactly. You can go break that one. He's got another one in the closet somewhere.
Yeah, it's funny because I don't know, seeing kids and seeing how they react to the toys. I feel like you don't want to get something for them, and then a few days before Christmas, they're like, "Oh, I don't even want this anymore." And it's like, "What the fuck? I already got it." That shit was
man.
dog. Oh man, I remember
noticed
that shit.
I've noticed, like, I don't know, lately I've been trying, because we have like a I guess not a big family, but my side of the family, my fiance side of the family, and is that me?
That's me.
Oh, you're good. You're good. You're good. I was
Hot pockets.
Making some pop.
But
Fucking easy bake oven going off, dog.
My cupcakes are ready.
That does sound like an easy bake oven. But no, like, dude, man, I mean, I don't know about you guys, but when I was a kid, man, the amount of stuff that my kids have, dude, is insane. And I think that's a positive thing. I think that's like the goal, right? You want your kids to have a better life than you did.
Mm-hmm.
And man, but I'm thinking, like, dude, the amount of stuff that they got, dude, compared to what I had was just incredible. And I think, I don't know what I think about that. I think there's like positives and negatives to that, as far as the fact that, like, I'm 33, so I was like a 90s baby. So I spent a lot of time outside riding bicycles, fucking walking, making forts, digging holes. And if I had like an iPad in front of my face all day, like a lot of kids do nowadays, they don't go outside and explore. Do they have it better? I mean, that's kind of questionable, right? Because like, I would not trade my childhood for nothing. But it's really interesting to see how it's all generational, right?
Yeah. Is it just me, or toys fucking stupid now? You go to the toy aisle and it's dumb. It's like, man, how come going to Toys R Us back then was so cool? There was all these amazing toys, and now you go to the toy aisle and like, what the fuck is this? You know, maybe it's just me, but I feel like there's a lack of creativity now in toys. It's all just your mainstay. You got the action figures, you got your superheroes, and then, you know, little Legos. Legos are cool, but I felt like there was way more toys back then, and now it's just, I don't know. Maybe it's just me, but like I said, I looking around for toys, and I feel like, because like you said, everyone's just, all these kids are on their iPads now. They're not really into playing with toys anymore.
No,
I don't think that having like Toys R Us go bankrupt helped at all either. Too, like, I think, you know, the sale decline in those kind of toys and like the brick and mortar stores has attributed to like the lack of like desire to create toys from a manufacturer's point of view. And now with everything being digital, like, you just create new apps and stuff for the kids instead of creating, like, I don't know, old school ass, like those like vacuums that you could push and it pops, you know, like those used to entertain kids. I think they still kind of do, but it's like those kind of physical toys are like, it stops at like toddler age. And then now it's, you know, more of like the action figures, but even then it's just rehashed, you know, just different versions of different like superheroes and stuff.
Exactly. It's interesting because it's more like you get pulled out from imagining with toys, and you just, like Chef said, you see it on the iPad, or Jermaine said you see it on an iPad. I mean, it is cooler to see your toy as an avatar playing in a video game like Fortnite, you know what I mean? Compared to just like fucking having a battle in your headboard of your bed, which is usually where the epic battles happen, you know what I mean?
Epic battles.
But yo, you like I was gonna say, is this is gonna kind of be a sneak peek to what we're gonna talk about. I feel like there's a lot of power in the spiritual realm with kids because of their pureness of source back into the imagination realm. You know what I mean? And nowadays, when they're easily, you know, accessing the iPad and being ingrained with different visions instead of imagining different visions, it kind of takes them away from that source energy and kind of makes them easier to manipulate.
Older manipulate. But so this is something that I thought about too, is that if we're moving more into this digital world, right? And the way that I think about this is like, if anyone has ever had like an older relative ask you for help on how to do something on the phone or how to do something on the computer, right? So if we're moving into this more like technological age era, it's almost beneficial for our kids to learn how to operate these type of devices, because the more there's going to be a lot of jobs opening up. So you're almost, shooting them in the foot by letting them, be on there. And I guess that a lot of it has to do with the content, right? And what they're playing, what they're watching, what they're doing. I think it's not as harmful as I don't think it's as harmful if they're like doing positive stuff and maybe watching a little bit of YouTube, like stuff that, the parents agree to let them watch. But in the same breath, it's like, that's also kind of helping them out for their future, because low fucking key, dude. I've had my daughter help me out on my phone. I switched from an iPhone to an Android, and I'm struggling.
Congratulations!
I am struggling.
And you made the right choice, brother.
Yeah,
you made the right choice.
I did.
Are you sponsors on what the fuck?
To be honest, I did not do it by choice.
No free ads.
Did not do it by choice. But yeah, dude, my daughter, 8 years old, is helping me figure things out on my phone that I literally just can't figure out. So I don't know. I think there's a plus and minus as far as like the iPads and the technological toys go.
I agree. Well, evolution's kind of dependent on certain variables, right? And the hippie spiritual person will be like, "Oh, well, you're more grounded if you're, not exposed to those frequency Wi-Fi and all that," which there are scientific studies that back that up, but it depends how you look at it. Like Zach said, everything's a psyop. So I like to say it's all BS. It's all belief system. So whatever program you download, that's what you're going to project. You know what I mean? As far as what your worldview is. But video games were lit when we were kids. I mean, I remember that being a punishment for me. Like, no more PlayStation for you. It's like, that used to get me, dog. I used to have my heart broken. Like, why, Mom? It's my only source of joy. You know what I mean? So
I need to save. Give me 10 more minutes. I have to go to a safe location.
Seriously.
That's just funny.
I think the game changed when the Game Boy came out, though, right? It was like, all right, I'm grounded. Low-key under your pillow. Oh shit!
A question for all the fathers out there: How do y'all do how do y'all trick your kids for the whole Santa Claus thing? Because I was bamboozled until I straight up dead ass thought Santa was real until 12 years old, and then my mom was
so yesterday, huh?
Yeah. Damn, if you think I look that young, yeah, then it was yesterday. But yeah, so a quick question.
We tried, but thanks to the iPad and YouTube, they already found out.
Yeah.
Oh shit! They listening to the K podcast, baby.
They watch some videos and they're like, "Hey, Dad, we already know Santa's fake." I was like, "No, he's not. Yeah. The Easter Bunny's fake."
That's just some made up shit the Easter Bunny said to trick kids and stop believing. No, my wife did she had a clever thing where she told our oldest that if he doesn't believe, then he's just not going to get presents from Santa. And so it kind of been like he's like I can tell that he's kind of there where he doesn't really believe, but he's just kind of doing it. And now with our youngest, he's playing into it for her, which is cool. So so whether or not he believes or not, I don't necessarily know, but he's doing a good job of playing along at least. My daughter's dude, my daughter right now fully into it. If we say we're gonna call Santa, she's instantly I'm sorry. She stops crying and behaves and is compliant.
So the kids play along. The kids play along still. They like the idea. I'm like, all right, whatever. But I mean, what I'm noticing too, as you get older, Christmas is more stressful when you're older, man. Or it's just because you got to deal with people, all this family coming. I got a lot of family coming over. And that's not an issue, but it's just fuck, that's a lot of people, man. Now there's more people I got to get gifts for. And when you're a kid, you don't give a shit. You're just sitting there waiting for Christmas so you can open your gifts. And now as an adult, you're like, fuck, what am I going to get this person? What am I going to get that person? So the joy of it is kind of not there as when we were kids, but there is joy in like getting someone a gift that they really like. I enjoy seeing that, especially the kids, like just seeing them light up about it, just saying, fuck yeah, I stressed out about that toy. You better be fucking happy.
You know why it's a drag?
Why?
Because it's fake and we're trying to keep it alive.
Comedy podcast.
Oh,
Just kidding.
lost another layer. Oh,
Dude,
Think about it.
I crushed some little girl's dream when I was in kindergarten. I don't know how I found out, but I found out early. I was like 4 or 5 when I found out, and I remember we were standing in line, and I crushed this girl who was in my class. I was like, yeah, but he's not real though. And I remember she was, yeah, she is. I was like, no, he's not. He's oh, what are you talking about? And my teacher dragged me aside. She goes, why would you tell her that? This, and that. And then they called my parents. Yeah, it was a whole
Damn.
no, 6 years I crushed this little girl.
Damn, Naro the Dream Killer.
Yeah, it reminds me,
That's a
in
good
elementary school,
nickname.
there was this kid, right? And we were doing, we were making Christmas, like the little Christmas trees with cotton balls and shit. And this kid said to this one girl's like, hey,
Actual
Santa's fake, right? And then she's like, no, it's not. I remember, like, the principal got involved. He got detention. He had to write on the board that he will not say Santa's fake. I remember sitting there, I was like, it's kind of odd. Like, and as a believer of Santa at the time, I was like, do you think Santa would like that shit? Like, that he's being treated like this? But yeah, I also realized, like, wow, this is really fucking serious. You call Santa fake, you're going to get in trouble. So as a kid, I was like, no, Santa's real.
How dare you? Santa died for our sins.
The Santa police is coming.
We'll
Santa was a saint, dog.
Santa cops is coming.
Shit. Yeah, I don't know. I think I believed it up until like I was 7. But my mom would straight up like build the lie, She'd be like, oh, last night Santa came. You fell asleep. I swear to God, I'd be trying to stay up all night in the living room, looking out the window, you know what I'm saying? Like, man, it's already 11:30, bro. Tomorrow's not even Christmas no more. So why do we lie to our kids, dog? You know what I'm saying? Like, I asked Chef before the podcast, like, what if it came out that these traditional holidays are rooted in satanic rituals? What would it take for you to be like, hey, we're not doing that anymore?
Well,
I know we did
Christmas
that for 18 years,
Yeah.
but because what I found out, we're not doing it anymore. What would it take?
So, I mean, well, most of them are, but a lot of people will ignore it. They're all pagan holidays for the most part.
Yeah.
The tradition of the Christmas tree is not actually a Christmas tree; it was something else.
Like witchcraft, they would like.
Yeah, so it's all rooted in some type of satanic or non-Christian religion of Abraham belief.
Yeah.
So I mean, so Halloween is, Christmas is, Easter has a little bit of here and there, just because of the not valid proof of what happened in that time, because there wasn't like a set date or whatever, something weird like that.
Homunculus.
Obviously,
My bad, I'm getting sick.
they're all pagan holidays. So what I started doing as a Christian, right? I still give gifts, but I just give them as I'm going to give gifts, but I don't do like the Christmas. I try to stay away from the Christmassy thing and try to stay a little bit more towards the religion side of the house. You know what I mean? I mean, they all of them are, but it's been so ignored that people don't care. They're all numb to it at this point.
Well, no, because they cleaned up the Christmas. Christmas was actually, we'll get into it, like a dark history. Like on the trees, they would put shit like for their, like it was like witches, right? And they would put stuff to decorate their tree that represented witchcraft. And then, someone came along and said, hey, I like that idea, but let's clean it up. And
Mm-hmm.
that's what became what we know Christmas now. You can't fucking go anywhere now without someone being so happy that Mariah Carey is back to sing a fucking song. And you can't wait
Nobody
to go
asked about that.
yeah, you can't wait to go to, listen to all the Christmas music when you go to the mall. But then when you think about it, the origination of it was witchcraft. And that's kind of been drowned out in history because, like I said, they cleaned it up. They took the tree. They liked the idea. And now we're kind of doing the same thing they were doing, but it's just prettier. We put nice, shiny ornaments on our trees. We put presents under the tree. And that's supposedly like a good, wholehearted, wholesome family time. But back in the day, it was pretty dark and evil.
And then, right? That's that's solid right there.
Yep.
But then you make an offering, right?
Exactly.
You make an offering. You either put out carrots for the reindeer, you put out cookies, or whatever it is that your family does, and it turns into a ritual.
Mm-hmm.
Elf on a shelf, right? Elf on a shelf. Like we do not do over here. I don't judge anyone that does, but I mean it's a ritual. I mean, just the whole thing umbrellaed out, it's all a ritual. You gather with your family. Sometimes you gather in a circle to open up presents.
Right.
Especially when you're doing like the white rabbit.
White rabbit sounds cooler.
Let's
We're
get
going
in a
with White
pentagram
Rabbit.
and open presents.
I like white rabbit better.
Chef
Froze.
But
Get back,
speaking
get
on
back.
the elf on a shelf, you know that the theory that the elf on a shelf is supposed to teach our kids how to live in a police state.
Jeez.
Did not know that.
Or they're like little demons, Santa's little helpers.
Or in Jereezy's
Satan's little
household.
helper.
In Jereezy's household, they're homunculuses.
Well, I saw
Little ones I'm making.
where they took the potato and they were shredding. The elf was shredding the potato. They put googly eyes on one of the potatoes. They took another potato and they were shredding it. And at the bottom of the shred, there was fries. And I'm like, dude, that is the most evil, like, little elf
Oh, wow.
thing ever, bro.
Yeah. It's funny because I went to my sister's pad and she had some like moving around. And I was like, I was like you, Nara. I was like, Christmas isn't even real. She has fucking like an 8-year-old, a 3-year-old, and a 1-year-old. And I'm like, I was trying to play around with the elves and she's like, don't move it. And the kids were like, yeah, they're real. I was like, why are you teaching them like that? Their toys move when fucking they're not looking on some Toy Story shit. You know what I mean? That's kind
Some
of
Chucky shit.
Yeah, exactly. That's some fucking Chucky shit. You know what I mean?
Small soldiers.
Yeah.
Fucking Drees
I
just grabs
wanted
it up and
those.
tosses it across the room. Just throws that shit. It's not real, guys. He just throws it. Look, it's not even moving.
Shit.
They need to go back in the tree and make cookies.
Jereezy's that crazy uncle that comes over for the holidays like, this shit's fake. Oh, here he comes.
Okay.
Let me get those cookies.
Cookies were
Yeah.
I had them last night.
Since we touched on Christmas trees, yeah, Jermaine, you're right. When I did research on Christmas, I think one of the original Christmas trees was the Leyland cypress tree. And, it's crazy how everything links back to witchcraft. And witchcraft was really respected and acknowledged. It wasn't until, Christianity took over to where it was almost like blacklisted. It was satanic to go into witchcraft, even though there's some Christian practice that are kind of rooted in witchcraft, like the communion, you know what I mean? But the Leyland cypress, I'm sorry, I'll let you talk, but let me just finish Leyland cypress. The Leyland cypress tree was known to attract demons, and what they would do is Saint Nicholas, we'll get into Saint Nicholas, he was apparently an exorcist. And so they would call Saint Nicholas over, and he would run over and he would like chop down Leyland trees and he would burn them. And that's how you got rid of the demons. And it's crazy that we're bringing these trees or symbols of these trees into our homes for Christmas. You know what I mean? But yeah, Nara, what were you saying?
I don't even remember at this point.
No, witchcraft. I think I said witchcraft and Christian practice being.
Oh, I mean, well, if you think about it, everything is a ritual when it comes to religion. So it doesn't matter what religion you believe in or whatever. Even Christianity, it's all the Christian practices that you would do, communion, the altar, praising Jesus, praising God. It's all a ritual. It's just who's right and how it works. So I mean, at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. You can call something a ritual and it still be right if you believe it that way.
I like that better. I think witchcraft kind of has a certain tone to it when it's presented as witchcraft compared to ritual. You know what I mean? I think ritual is less biased than witchcraft is. Almost in that middle gray Jedi space. If you guys believe in the gray Jedi, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I'm the crazy uncle that goes in there and is like, this is fucking fake, y'all. Like, I'm just doing it to save y'all souls. You know what I mean? You guys are more powerful than this. You guys can create in your own dimensions and shit. And it's funny because the Grinch is actually the good guy if you think about it. He's the guy that's trying to tell everybody that, yo, Christmas is a fucking psyop, but he's getting that Donald Trump treatment. You know what I'm saying?
Dude, the Grinch was real. Like, when you get older, you realize that the Grinch was the right person in the whole movie, and
the song put him under a spell, huh?
Bro, they were
witchcraft.
Wahoo, wahoo.
Have you seen those videos? They're starting to pop up now, but those videos of people dressing up as the Grinch and just coming in and ripping out trees and
traumatizing, dog.
Dude,
Oh my gosh.
Oh my god.
This one's fucking.
Shut up, Jim Carrey.
The kids
Make it
are
as possible.
traumatized, bro. They're so traumatized after this. It is on my bucket list. Oh, it is on my bucket list to play this character at least once for my family.
That's a must.
Hey, if y'all need a Grinch,
She just froze, though.
The Grinch.
I love the Grinch. I think the Grinch is so much fun.
The Grinch is the best, dude.
There's a game rolling around right now that says give me $100 if your kids are acting up. I'll put a Grinch costume on and chuck a tree out the window.
Bro, look at this.
There's a phone number. There's a Grinch phone number you can call, and it pretty much puts your kids in check.
That's crazy.
Dude, they're traumatized kids. It's terrible. Funny though.
But I want to real quick.
Oh,
real quick. I'm sorry.
You
just going back to Joe Reezy, what you said about like Christmas and why we keep doing this and what have you. Like, I think this is just my belief. I don't really have a lot of research that will back this up. Just an opinion here, but Christmas started right, pagan holiday, witchcraft. A lot of people were like, this is terrible. As Proper said, they started making the gifts look nicer instead of like voodoo dolls and shit hanging and like weird twigs and stuff being placed on the tree. Everything's wrapped in nice shiny paper. You got the bow. I think at some point, and I wouldn't doubt it if it was like a Rockefeller idea. But they're like, everyone is doing this. We don't agree with it, but how can we capitalize on this? And I also think that ties into like Black Friday. All these big corporations, they can buy, the Walmarts, and I know a lot of these stores obviously didn't exist like in the earlier days, but the rich merchants that were selling, they realized like, dude, we can make some serious money. This is like the time to buy. And so I think there's a connection there. And I was talking about this with one of my boys the other day, and I'm like, dude, I don't think I would hate Christmas as much if we celebrated it in like March after I get my tax money back.
Oh shit.
Because
get an IOU.
I'm not worried about the money at that point, like I got a decent amount. Like, dude, let's have Christmas in March. So there might be a way to do that where you try not to celebrate Christmas on the 25th and you make it something different and you celebrate it, 3 months later when
that's
you have a little bit of money.
That's where Naro's point.
Do we write a letter to Santa? Is that how that works? Or
we
Santa's
need a
fake and
petition.
gay.
Yes.
Hey.
Comedy.
Yo, that on a Christmas sweater? Write that down, brother. Write that down.
Gay isn't happy like back in the 60s.
And jolly. Yeah,
You know what
absolutely.
they meant by jolly?
Hey,
It's called synonyms, brother.
what if I told you guys that Christmas, obviously a ritual for capitalism, is linked to BlackRock? Would you guys think I'm crazy? Or was that sound
Elaborate.
possible? I'll elaborate later. I just want to sprinkle some
No,
Christmas dust over
BlackRock.
there.
Some Christmas magic on us.
All right,
At this
fine,
point, corporations
go
own
ahead.
every fucking holiday, really.
Hold up. BlackRock is actually an island in the North Pole. That's obvious. That apparently is 33 miles wide, and it was discovered by the Freemasons. And where's Santa from, y'all?
North Pole.
The North.
From Israel.
BlackRock. Yeah,
He's
BlackRock,
actually
bro.
Middle Eastern.
It's crazy. I actually looked up that island for this research, but I'm glad we're just kind of sprinkling it instead of just going down a deep dive. Because we're a comedy podcast, anyways. These are all fucking oh man,
Jokes,
Crazy.
baby.
crazy. My question is, if these rituals are satanic, but we make our own meaning to it. Obviously, there's some good moments that come out of Christmas. You know,
Oh, for sure.
seeing a person who wasn't expecting a gift that they've been asking for get it from you because you know heard them and took a mental note of it. Like that's still some positive that came out of Christian, but that's still playing into it's their ritual. You know what I mean? It's almost like their programs. You just kind of play their game. You know what I mean? You might meet some cool people in the game, make some friendships in the game, but it's still like 007 or it's still Star Fox. You know what I mean? You're still putting your tokens into the arcade game. Boom.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I love Galaga.
Yeah.
Metal Slug.
Metal Slug. Golden Tee.
Go to my parents' basement. My stepdad's got like 4 or 5 old games in there. A bunch of pinballs. He bought the Pac-Man and Space Invaders bundle game. But yeah, no, Jersey, back to what you're saying, that's pretty much it. Just because you change it doesn't mean anything. They're still getting what they get out of it. Same thing for Halloween, right? They were talking about that. That got really big this year with Halloween. Same concept. Just because you changed the costumes and the way it's maneuvered around doesn't mean it doesn't still affect it and still involved with it.
I mean, do intentions factor into that equation? Like if you have good intentions and you mean well, like
the road to hell is intentions.
I would think, me speaking out, I would think, I think that if your intentions are well, but I feel like there's some things that you have to like leave out. Like, I think at the end of the day, it's a big fucking Taylor Swift concert, and it's just harnessing fucking energy, man. So you're there, like you're just harnessing it. Lord knows what they're gonna do with it, but I think they might get a little less energy. Less energy with a little bit more positive. Mic drop, literally mic drop. A little bit more positive. Again, good intentions into it. Like I'm doing this to. But see, I don't know. That gets fuzzy too, man. That gets fuzzy too. Because why do you got to be buying your kids stuff on one particular day? And all I'm gonna say is March should be the new Christmas. I'll leave it.
Yo, I mean, if we're talking about this is all about Jesus' birth. Somehow Jesus got incorporated into Christmas. So we'll go into a deep dive too, because he was born that day. But just to help your case out, Kyle, he was risen again in March, right? Or is it April?
April.
Yeah, I think it was April, which is funny. I mean, that's a whole
petition.
That's when taxes are due.
Yeah, it's a new birthday, bro. We're celebrating the second coming.
Taxes are due April 15th, baby.
Christianity's all about rebirth anyway, so petition.
Dude,
Christmas for April. Christmas for April, yeah.
April's Easter, though.
We could have Easter in December. I don't give a fuck about Easter.
Eggnog, right?
And And Screwball whiskey.
Sounds delicious.
It's bomb. No, I'm serious. It's bomb, dude. I'm not a big whiskey like flavored whiskey drinker, but if anyone's ever had the Screwball, if you're over the age of 21, right? Like it's fucking the bomb, dude.
The peanut butter whiskey is nice.
Oh, geez.
Yeah, that's good.
Before we
Good way to
deep
start
dive
the
into
day.
Christmas, because we could obviously do a whole fucking episode on about Christmas. What about the Tooth Fairy? When did you guys stop believing in the Tooth Fairy?
When I saw
I
my
remember-
dad putting the money under my pillow.
Did you wake up and see him, bro?
Yeah. I was like, Dad, what are you doing? He was like, go to sleep. I was like,
Nothing.
Dad, why are you wearing that tutu and have a wand, bro? What's going on?
what are you and Mom doing?
Yeah. Oh, it's date night. Go to sleep.
What the fuck?
Tiptoeing out the door.
I believe more in the Tooth Fairy than Santa. Like, I guess my parents were more sneakier with putting money under my pillow than hiding gifts. So yeah. Actually, yeah, Tooth Fairy.
That's the guy wearing a Santa shirt.
Yeah.
Oh,
I believe in a Tooth Fairy Santa shirt.
This is covers of how to cover, bro.
Oh,
Don't look at my shirt.
Going down the chimney makes a lot of noise, man. So it's a lot easier for the Tooth Fairy to sneak through and
just like fly right through and
Yeah.
put cash under.
drop a silver dollar underneath your pillow.
I mean, I did always think it was weird that somebody like wanted my teeth after it was out of my mouth. Like, I always thought that was kind of sketch.
Is there an explanation to that at all? Like, can
I'm sure Dreezy's got something for that.
why?
Your
why-
teeth is an offering to the devil.
I wonder if
That's wrong.
it's because probably back in the day they used to put like gold and shit around them, and so instead of losing them, but then
Or
like
George
then
Washington
someone tried to
needed
get
your
them
teeth.
for money.
I did post in the group chat. Remember, there is something behind the wisdom tooth. So, and your wisdom teeth. It's
They're called wisdom teeth for a reason.
Yeah.
Why, is
And why
everything
do we-
gotta have?
Why do we extract our wisdom teeth?
Because they're impacting the rest of my other teeth from growing in the right way.
Are they
I
though?
fucked up my bottom row because I
That's
was,
what the X-ray showed, bro. Man, those things were sideways, dog.
and my shit was hurting, so they had to take it out. I was like, bro,
I mean,
can't.
something was going on, bro.
I still got the top ones. My bottom ones. Are
Yeah, only my top ones are good. They just took out the bottoms because it was so bad. Like I remember, it was hurting. The only
Is that
good
why I
thing
felt
out of
that
that
much
was the
shit?
bike.
All
It
four of
didn't.
them are out. Yeah.
I got pulled out in boot camp, and so they put
Ooh.
you on light duty for like 2 weeks or something.
Yeah.
But they didn't sew my shit back up. They just
I was gonna say they left the holes on.
solid. So I was eating like pudding and rice, but rice would get stuck in the fucking holes and shit.
Yeah. You gotta get that out.
Oh my God.
Wow.
I hated it.
Yeah, that's
There's
the
no
worst. When
sewing
you
in the
when you get
military.
any medical procedure in the military, it's always worse than if you were a civilian because they just like do the minimal to like just do it, and then it's like, all right, soldier, carry on. Light duty for 2 weeks, you'll be fine. Here's some Motrin.
Oh,
What branches were y'all in?
Air Force.
I'm a Marine.
Navy, Marine. Oh fuck yeah, very nice.
Oh.
Yeah,
Mars-
dude.
Mars
I don't know. I don't know if you guys. I don't know how they. We're the Navy, right? So we do things a little different, if you know what I'm saying.
Just a little.
In the Navy.
Just a little. But the penicillin shot, we called it the peanut butter shot.
Oh yeah.
That was a ritual, dude. Because, dude, we are literally
Ritual.
all sitting around a table.
Mhm.
Everyone's got their drawers dropped, their skivvies, right? I'll never forget. I forget a lot of shit. I will never forget the dude across from me. We're looking eye to eye, dude. And this dude's and I see the needle come out, and this thing's like fucking
It's fucking
6 inches
huge.
long.
It's massive.
And the
So
gauge
big.
is huge too. And I will never in my life forget this dude's face ever. It's burnt. And I'm like, I haven't got my shot yet. And I'm like, fuck, dude. Fuck.
So I always have had like muscle, right? So I've always had a muscular butt.
You've had it worse.
Nice.
I was terrified
Let's
that
see it.
We gotta show it sometime.
So for you guys don't know that it has to go in the ass cheek, right? So
Yep.
it feels when they call it a peanut butter shot because it feels like the viscosity of peanut butter. You can feel that shit. So when when they were doing it, my biggest fear was that I was gonna clench up and break the fucking needle. Oh my god. Dude.
Wow, Naro, what a strong ass you have.
Legendary ass Naro.
Legit ass Naro.
Oh no.
Yeah, legit ass Naro. I just remember, dude, they had us all like we had our sleeves up, so we walked through. We were all in single file line, and they had 6 people, and then the last one was one person. That was the penicillin shot, and they said we had to hold our sleeves and walk through. And then it was like we walked in front of the 2 people that got us, and the next one, boom, next one, boom, and the last one we had to pull our pants down a little bit, and they got on the top of our meat, on our butt cheek, and then we all sat in lines, and
On
we
top
sat
of your
Christmas
meat?
applesauce, and we had to like roll
You guys did the
to
roll.
make sure that shit spread, yeah, and then we had to jog back to our barracks.
So they were rolling on top of your meat?
Yeah.
We had to roll on top of our own meat to make sure that the shot went into effect.
Kind of
like
like
spread out.
massage it around.
It was our
Yeah.
ass. It
The
wasn't
military is faking gay.
I mean,
dude. And if you didn't, it was like sore, like super sore. But if you didn't,
Yeah, I mean, if you're rolling on another dude's meat, I'm sure it's going to get
we're
sore.
rolling on our own meat.
so
Their meat's
Hey.
so big, we got to roll on it.
if you didn't,
We didn't have a
roll
problem
it
with that in the Navy. We just it had just. I'll leave it at that. All right.
Thank you for your service.
In the Navy.
Way to go, Steven.
dude, that shit'll fuck you up too. Because if you don't roll it right, it gets sore, and then the muscle doesn't work. So like
Yeah.
the next day, some guys were getting out of their racks and fucking just dropped because they couldn't.
Yeah.
And then they had to get the
All
whole
blew around.
get that shit fixed out. Oh, it's crazy.
Yeah.
And then like if you get deployed, they'll give it to you again for certain areas.
Mm-hmm.
So and some guys get it double. They'll get it before and they'll get it after or some shit like that.
On the way in and out, yeah.
Yeah. So luckily enough, when I got deployed, I didn't go with the unit. I went after, so I got to skip it. It was nice.
Nice. Yeah, I was happy that I missed the whole crazy scarring from the smallpox shots when I deployed, because I know I've seen some older people that had smallpox shots, and those things are gnarly. And mine, like, I don't even have a scar. Like, you wouldn't even know that I ever got a smallpox shot. But that one was like almost like getting a tattoo. Like, they went around in a circle and like a bunch of jabs really fast. And like they gave us smallpox, and then obviously the shot, like whatever else was mixed with it, was to counteract it. But
Just some dead fetus cells. It wasn't nothing crazy.
yeah, right.
Crack.
Vaccines in the military, but it's crazy though. Like I never really like got sick after that, and even still to this day, like I used to get sick a lot before I joined, and like pretty bad, like lengthy sicknesses. And ever since I got those shots in the military, man, my immune system's been all right. And
Good old
it's pretty crazy
antibody.
to think about.
Dude, the fucking COVID hit me for a half a day, and then I was fine.
Yeah, right.
It wasn't even bad. I just felt like a little weak, but I could.
It was
still-
intense for a little bit.
Yeah, dude, it was fucking. Yeah, we're pretty much immune to everything on the face of the earth.
Hold on, before we move on to military talk, I think I want to get your take on this, Chef. Being in the Navy, did you have to wear those blue digital beanies?
Dude, funny you ask. I was the 2nd division. So the group in front of me was a week ahead of me. They were the very first to get the Digi Blues. I was the very second.
I just want to point out, like, isn't it counterintuitive to wear all blue
Absolutely.
uniforms when you fucking work in the ocean? Like, if you fall overboard, how is anybody gonna fucking find you? You're gonna blend into the water.
Hey, the
Man
camouflage.
I never thought of
Yeah,
that.
where is he? They're all wearing blue.
Yep, man overboard. We can't see him, Chief. He's right there. We can't see him.
I'm
Yeah,
sure
dude.
kids love working with Marines so they can wear like normal shit. They didn't have to wear fucking.
True. And if you're lucky and you're in the Navy and you're like a medic or depending on what your MOS is,
Yep.
and you work with the Marines, you get a decent looking fucking uniform.
Yeah,
You don't
they
have
Nice.
to wear the Digi Blues. You
They
can wear
get
the
all the-
desert.
Yeah. Oh my bad.
No, you're good. No,
I'm out over here.
you're good.
Yeah, all the corpsmen had all of the same uniforms as we did. They had deserts and they had greens, and they got 2 sets just like everybody. The only difference was they didn't have the Marine Corps patch on it, and they didn't have. They obviously had your guys' own. emblems. But yeah, I'm sure they loved it because they were never in their blues ever. They were only in whatever we were in.
Well, I'm happy the government was smart enough to do that, because if you're going out into a war zone and you have everyone blending in with the terrain, and then you got this blue dude standing out there who is actually trying to go help all the other Marines that might be injured, like you're just come on.
Yeah, Violet Beauregard coming across the fucking land like he's gonna have like a blueberry, dude. Of course, like Grimace, bro. It's so crazy.
Yeah,
You zoom in and there's like 10 Marines over there, and then one sailor, one little squid over there. It's like, get up.
They have shit for us for a little bit though. They would have a switch between deserts and woodlands. But like, I was on fucking Pendleton. It was the desert over there. Like, it's either beach or it's the fucking desert. And we were in woodlands. Like, that made zero sense. I had no idea why we were doing that until like right at the end they put us in whatever it was for full time. It just made zero sense.
Speaking of the military and Christmas, I remember watching the news and they were just showing the army back in. This was a while back when they were in Iraq, and showing how they're having their Christmas dinner, and on the TV they were hyping goes, and they're watching the Santa Tracker, and you just see their face with their plates and just watching this fucking TV with the Santa Tracker. They're just like, man, fuck this shit.
It's programming right there.
That's.
Were you guys deployed during the holidays?
Yeah, I was.
That was
Never deployed.
That was tough.
Never
man.
deployed.
For Christmas.
Never deployed.
But I was there for everything else. I got back on December 17th, so I was here through everything, and I just made it back for Christmas.
We deployed. My only deployment that I went on, we left early November and came back in April. So yeah, we spent. Man, I saw a picture of my Thanksgiving dinner, and like, I mean, it was cool because like it's what we got, and you know, obviously being away from family sucked, so it was something. But yeah, definitely would have been wanting to watch a Santa Tracker while eating Christmas dinner. That would have been a little depressing, especially having like I think my son was 2 at the time, and that was super tough.
That's tough. That's tough.
Yeah, it was tough. I'm actually now getting like on my Facebook memories of like screenshots from our laptop sessions of being able to like Skype, which is kind of cool to like revisit. But then it also like, I don't know, with the Christmas episode we're talking about, we're like doing deep dives, but it's nice to be able to reminisce on those times and realize like I wasn't here for that, but like now I'm here and during the holidays, and it's I'm super thankful for that though. But yeah,
sorry you couldn't spend it with your family. Sorry you couldn't spend it with your family, but at least you got the Santa Tracker so you can see stuff by your family's house.
There's
You hasn't left your house yet?
ham, bro, and fucking there's some apple juice that we used to call cock juice because it had like KOK on it because it was Russian because I was in Kyrgyzstan, and like the meat didn't taste the same obviously, but it was something.
It wasn't meat, that's why.
Was it MRE Thanksgiving? MRE turkey?
Thankfully, no. But I will say, dude, MREs can slap. There's some MREs out there that are good.
Slap all day.
Which one?
Yeah.
My cousin gave me a few.
That's what's one. Chili Mac.
Buffalo chicken. Chili Mac was fucking good too. Buffalo chicken was good.
Buffalo chicken was good.
Those don't
There's a
expire,
couple.
right? Those don't expire.
I think they do, but like I wouldn't trust that expiration
Okay.
date, dude. I would eat the fuck out of that. Yeah, I would eat that bitch in 30 years.
No,
I thankfully never got that veggie patty. That veggie patty was the one that everyone wanted to avoid. I never got the veggie patty, dog.
I got my shit dipped out. Now let me ask you, which cheese was the best cheese?
Government.
The package, the long strip. It was like the like Cheese Whiz kind of. It felt like Cheese Whiz.
They had the regular cheese, they had the bacon cheese, and then the bacon jalapeno cheese.
Bacon jalapeno.
Jalapeno cheese,
Yeah.
dog.
I haven't had it, but that
Jalapeno
sounds like
cheese,
the best.
dog.
The bacon
So-
jalapeno.
That was in the tacos, right?
That was
Oh, the cornbread.
spread it out.
I might be wrong.
Cornbread.
I might be wrong. But I didn't eat them, dude. That's funny. I didn't eat them like at all while I was in the military. But when I got out, bro, my brother sends. That's one of my Christmas gifts. This is how this ties into Christmas. These are one of my Christmas gifts. He gave me last year or the year before, right when they started coming out with the MRE pizzas.
Damn.
What?
What?
Yes, dude. Yeah, so it's almost like a
I was like,
lunchable.
what?
Yeah, it's like a lunchable. Dude, they're fucking fire, dude. They're fire.
I bet they're fire, dude.
They are fire, dude. Me being like a prepper and a stoner, I fuck up, dude. And I'm like, I'm fucking hungry right now. And me and my daughter will whoop up an MRE. Oh, dude, I bought like 32 like a year ago. I have like 2 left. I
That's sick,
out of
dude.
them bitches, dude.
Hey,
I
those
just
things
eat
are
all the
fire.
hot sauce.
And you had to prop it up on a rock or something.
Yeah, I had to lean it up.
Make some
You should start like smoking.
MREs, man.
Something. Oh,
I'm
love
telling you.
Well, I'm a
Try one.
Prestige 200 of Call of Duty, so I wouldn't know.
Yeah, I play Call of Duty.
Yeah.
I get it, bro. I play Call of Duty.
That's for 2, dog. That's for
Me
2.
too, dog.
Verdansk, bro. 2020.
Yeah,
Hey,
I was in
Jermaine.
Verdansk in 2020.
Jermaine, remember we played Ghost Recon?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so
We were
Served a
sniping.
couple
We were
tours in
sniping
Modern
motherfuckers.
Warfare. You know how
that
it is.
pork MRE, it looked good, right?
Yeah, it looked good, but I was like, I'm a pass. Eating's for bitches.
Oh, man. Good times.
Well, hey, if it doesn't expire, might as well eat it. I was gonna save it as a prepper type of resource too. So shit, might just have to fucking try it out.
You know, what's in it? Because I know what they are, but I've never cared to like look up. So how the fuck you
So
eat these
Calories.
yeah, it's very a lot of calories. So it
Yeah.
depends on what you get, right? So they all come with the basic same shit, but they'll have like different things, right? So for instance, like some of them would come with its main entree, right? And then it would have some weird side, some really weird side, whatever the hell it was.
Okay.
Like applesauce. Oh, the bars. Do you guys remember the bars that were in there?
I
Yeah.
have a couple.
Yep. So
Combat bars. I think.
so many calories. So you could live off most of the time. You could live off 1 MRE a day. Some people did
Yeah.
1 MRE a day because they just had a ridiculous amount of sodium so that you could retain water. And then it would have some type of cracker, and on that cracker, it was not a cracker. It was more like a thick bread that you get at communion. But you could get cheese. You could get the cheese with bacon and cheese with bacon jalapeno, or
Mhm.
lucky you get the PB&J, and that shit.
Yep.
Okay, but my question is, what's in it? Because you guys said like there's a pizza, so I'm gonna open this MRE and I'm gonna have a fucking pizza.
No,
You're
no,
gonna. It'll be like a long, like think of the pizza. I mean, I assume I didn't get the pizza one when I was in. I think it's newer, but like think of like the Lunchable crust, right?
Okay,
Oh,
Got it ready.
So those
He's
are
gonna eat it
those
live
are
on
those are
the
dried
podcast.
cranberries for sure. Those cranberries are dried cranberries. So it's like
MRE Thanksgiving.
you're eating fruit, and then you have coffee in some of them too. So you get like you could put your canteen water in a bag and then mix the coffee mixture. You can get coffee. You can do it with Gatorade too. They have like a Gatorade pouch you can pour it in and shake it up, and you make Gatorade. And you just drink the bag. You get your electrolytes from there. The cakes that you were talking about, Naro, they had like lemon poppy seed was one of them, and it was just like a vacuum sealed fucking sponge cake. But it was like, it's something made with
That's
weird stuff in it, but it's not going to expire. Like it's something you can have. If you got stranded or like deserted,
Uh-huh.
and you had a bunch of MREs, like you could have like one a day and be chilling.
Huh.
Yeah, they gave us 3 for the entire for the entirety of the Crucible and boot camp, and I think I ate like 2 of them for the like 2.5 days long, 3 days long. So I had like 2 of them, and you can like spread it all out. And then the gum, because of how crappy they were, like not
Right about the gum.
but because of how like you're getting all of that, and you don't shit normally. There's
You get
gum.
constipated.
Yeah, you get super constipated. And the gum in there is the diuretic gum. And if you chew it for a good amount of time, it helps you shit.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
And then it kind of just dissolves on its own too, like after a while.
You know, I have
But,
an
like,
idea, Chef, for Crave. We're gonna do a episode where we're gonna be reviewing all the MREs.
Hey, I'll go ahead and buy some, and I'll partake for sure.
You can
That
just
shit
buy
was
them like on Amazon.
Let's do it.
Yeah, dude.
Mm.
The
Yeah,
thing
let's
is that I like them, but they're little. They're like the last time I checked, they were like $13 a pop. But
Yeah. I'm just gonna buy one. Yeah.
So this right here is Irish
Which one's that one?
cappuccino instant
Oh,
powder.
yep.
So you open the top, pour your water in. This right here is coffee, sugar, hot sauce. You get a wet wipe. You get the diuretic. You get the diuretic gum, and you get some
That's toilet paper.
Is that napkin?
I didn't know that. I did not know that.
It's like
I've been
2
using
pounds.
to wipe my face.
Blowing my nose in there.
And then you got creamer, and you also got I don't know what I think I dropped it, but you also get a book of matches.
Yep.
This one is cranberries, and then I think the last one that I have here is a wheat snack.
There you go.
And
The
then
wheat snack is the bread.
Yep, that's the bread. It's definitely kind of dense. So, and then I think the only other last thing is, again, you're not really seeing much. It's just a little package, but these are honey mustard pretzels.
Fuck yeah, those are like Snyder's.
Like the Schneiders, dude, and they are fucking fire.
I just want to say too, like that stuff, like to you guys that haven't been in, like that might not sound great, but like when you're doing like exercises and you're out in the heat and you've been out and like haven't been into the chow hall for like a week or whatever, those things are like a delicacy if you get the right one, because there'd be some in there that would have like a straight up bag of M&Ms.
Oh yeah.
And if you got that, you were giving them out to people, and like you were like the baller that day. You got the M&Ms.
They're like in Neon Gale cigarettes are like the trading. That's what we would do. Like that's what we would do. If something good that someone else had, you would like go around and trade with people. If you
Yeah. That's hilarious.
And so Jermaine answered the question. So he just did a rundown, but they have like 20 different like entrees that you can do. They used to have breakfast MREs, but they stopped doing those the second year I was in. But they had breakfast MREs too, and those were pretty decent. So there was chili mac, there's a penne pasta, there was oh my god, a whole bunch of shit. There was a couple of vegan or vegetarian options.
Chicken and dumplings was one.
Dog shit. Yep.
Chicken and dumplings.
Chicken dumplings. There was there was a whole bunch. We'll have to get
fajitas.
Fajitas?
Yeah,
fajitas. Beef fajitas.
Yeah, because you could get the fajitas came with the cheese, so you can make like Mexican
and tortillas.
Sounds like diarrhea.
Yeah,
pretty much. You got to the gum though.
Yeah, without the gum though.
I also heard one of the other things. So, Naro, you mentioned the anti-diuretic in the gum. This is something that I heard. I don't know how true this is, but they put something in the MREs or I could be wrong, but in your food, at least in boot camp.
Yeah,
it's called saltpeter. It's called saltpeter.
Mm-hmm.
And it makes you, while you're in boot camp, it makes you, I guess, what flaccid would be the term.
Yeah,
you don't get excited. Yeah. There you go.
So they used to.
You don't get an erection. Okay.
Yeah.
There we go. Fucking thank you, Robert.
Possible. I tried once, didn't fucking work. I'm
proud about that.
Legit Naro.
I don't remember if it was in the cow food or it was in the water, but it was one of the two.
Yep.
They purposely did it so that you couldn't and nowadays it's really strict because when I went through, guys and girls, I don't know how they did it with you guys, but guys and girls were separate. Nowadays, mixing the platoons a little bit to where they
not a good idea.
I had that. I had that. We had a split division, male and female. I ended up getting married to a girl in the other division.
No way.
Yep.
Nice.
Yep.
Wow.
So
we're not married now, but we were.
Oh. I was gonna say you're a success story, man. Kudos.
The one and only. They did that so for us because when I went, obviously we, like I said, we didn't do cross-gendering, whatever cross-gendering,
cross-polluting.
Anyway, they didn't do
quote machine lately, bro.
Two Pete cross-gendering. Keep it going.
But in MCT, which was after boot camp. We went to MCT, which is Marine Combat Training.
Yeah, tech school.
Whatever you guys call it.
Yeah, Air Force baby.
A month, and you're in the field for a month. That's where you got a lot of your MREs in. But that was the first time that we had guys and girls, and they were fucking all the time, bro. They would they would get caught because there's wood. So we would get in on Lejeune. They would take us. We would be in the barracks for like a day, and then we were out in the middle of fucking nowhere for a month, right? And so we were surrounded by woods. So at night, you were pretty much out to do your thing. It was the first time in the military that you were kind of had a little bit of leniency.
Mm-hmm.
We would go smoke by the trash cans, or we'd find a place to go do whatever. So they were a little bit lenient with us. So they were fucking in the woods all the time, all the fucking time. And a lot of people did like contract marriages.
Y'all trying to fuck?
Well, I mean, in that sense, it makes sense to be worried whether you're going flaccid. We're mixing, but if you're not mixing, I don't give a fuck. Why am I trying to get hard around a bunch of dudes?
I wonder.
I guess, right?
I honestly wonder if that was a thing too. They want to like prevent boners in the shower too. Like you want to be getting hard around 60 other dudes.
Ours was a little bit different, dude, because we were 3 months with zero contact with fucking anything. There was
that's a long time.
We didn't have. There was only letters and a picture that would come through of our girlfriends or wives or whatever every once in a while.
Those would get confiscated too if they were not good.
Yeah, if they got found, they would get confiscated.
Yeah.
So we're 3 months without any fucking thing, and they're most of the time it's a bunch of fucking 18-year-olds who just started fucking within the past year and a half. So everybody's So
everybody's fucking everything that moves.
Yeah.
Hoorah.
Yo, I mean, now that I think about it, it might be because it was to prevent that from happening, People were desperate enough to fuck a fucking seal or walrus. And wasn't that the lore of mermaids?
Yeah.
They
the siren songs.
Yeah, they thought that they were kind of hallucinating
mermaids.
Overseas, and they just fucked like a walrus or something.
But
You fuck a walrus? What the fuck?
Hey, man,
I mean,
How do you?
no judgment, bro.
Would a walrus just lay there and take it? Like, come on. Like,
Big game on this walrus.
hey, baby, you looking real thick right now.
As a walrus,
What you
I
doing
don't
after
think
this walrus?
your selection is that wide. You know what I mean? So
That is a wide selection when it comes to a walrus. That bitch wide.
the
Where
walrus
the walrus is at?
penis of all the mammals. So
you said what?
the walrus has the second largest penis of all mammals.
Yo,
Yes, it does.
What's the first? Well, obviously a whale, right?
Elephant behind the marine. Hoorah.
Yeah, I know. I mean, to prevent gays from happening in the military, because I'm sure there are outliers where some people found out that they were gay being in the military.
Yeah, I think so. I could see that happening.
I don't think anything happened in our. I know nothing happened in our platoon because I got put on fire watch every night. I got fucked.
You got fucked?
You said
You
what?
got fucked? Wait, what?
Yo, you gotta use
Yo,
that
wait,
in the
yo,
right
wait.
context.
Oh, wait, hold on.
That
You
one.
served after
You got
downtown was repeated.
I got fire watch every night. Did you guys have fire watch?
Is that what you guys call it?
Yeah. Hall monitor or
Let me look
hall
at
monitor,
it.
I think.
So we had
Fire monitor.
So it's supposed to rotate. I got in trouble early. So I was too smart. I knew what they were doing was fucking with us. So I was trying to tell my guys around me, they're just fucking with you. You gotta kind of stay. And one of them overheard me, and I was screwed the whole fucking time, dude. I got
You were screwed.
week. I have Firewatch 4 times a week, and I had to do counts. So you have to do counts. You have to count all the locks,
All the beds.
and the rifles and everything. And
Oh, shit.
people count too fast, and I would never make it. So I counted at least 20 times before I got to actually start.
Jeez.
You played the game too hard, Naro. You played too hard, too fast.
Yeah, so then I leave halfway through. I was like, I'm gonna let you guys kind of do shit. But it does happen. I've heard stories. This shit happens in boot camp. I heard a story. I don't know how true it is because they kept us pretty separate. The female barracks were the squad base were really far away from us. But there was a story that came up that that somehow people snuck out and colluded and got caught. They were 2 blocks away. So how they got caught or how they didn't get caught was beyond fucking me.
So this podcast is going to be about Christmas. It's going to be about but I just want to say, like, it's not to say, and like I said before, being gay ain't gay. You know what I mean? Just don't be gay about it. You feel me? Put that in a shirt. But
Brought to you by
there's in the masculine spectrum. Would you guys agree that sometimes, and you see this in the animal kingdom, if being gay ends up becoming more of just like I fully dominated this other man that could dominate other. It's more of a power thing than it is like that's a sexual thing. You know what I mean? That's some gay shit. You know what I mean? But we were talking about intentions and stuff. So it's not meant to like feminize. I don't know. I'm not trying to say that for the military they were trying to decrease their masculinity or make it more feminine because there might be gay, but there's just those people that are out there trying to really be super masculine to the point where it's a little extreme to where it's like, no, I can fuck any girl I want. I'm gonna start fucking guys who fuck any girl they want because I can fuck everybody.
I definitely see what you're saying with that for sure.
For Pride Month, we're going to be called gay.
I want to look at it.
G4Y.
I always felt like in the military, there's a lot of religion tied into the military, and a lot of the religious stuff, and obviously homosexuality, big no in religion. So I think that also played into a factor of why it was so, vehemently like banned in the military until because I was in when Don't Ask, Don't Tell was repealed, and it was kind of cool, honestly, because it was like it allowed for people that we knew that were gay to like, I guess, feel a little bit more comfort. And to me, like in the way I was looking at being in the military, was I wanted whoever was serving with me to be able to have my back no matter what, and like to have that kind of comfort with each other would be to like, I want that person's mindset to be clear, and I want them to be focused on the mission.
Right.
If they're worried about how people view them and how like what their truth is, like that's going to prevent us from accomplishing our mission. And to me, that was a detriment.
Yeah, I think I've heard from people in the military when they were asked about how do you feel about gays joining, and most of them said, look, we don't really give a shit. We just want to make sure that you're going to do your job. You got my back, I got yours. We don't give a fuck.
Yep,
100%, dude.
After it got repealed, it was a lot more accepted because it and I will tell you that I don't know about on the male side, but once, because I think it got repealed like the first 6 months that I was in. It was like right away. So it wasn't as common with guys, but girls came out super quick.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and so it was really common in at least the Marine Corps, it was really, really common. And Jermaine, to exactly what you're saying, I don't think anybody, like, there was no real, like, we didn't, like, there was a guy in our platoon who we all knew who was gay, and no one really, like, gave a shit. Like, of course, people make jokes here and there, but it's, at the end of the day, you got my back, I got your back, it's fucking running. That's really what it was about.
Yeah. Cover my 6.
I'll cover your 6. I mean,
you want me to watch your back?
I knew. As soon as I said that, I knew what the fuck you guys were going to say. Take that shit. And it is what it is, though. Like, that was legit, though. Like, it's just, I wanted to make sure that whoever was next to me on post, like, that we were all in the same, like, we were in the same boat, same mindset, one band, one sound, like a drum line. Love that movie. What we have to do, like, we're together and we're gonna get it done. So,
hey, speaking of
shout out to all the gay military members.
Speaking of religion and gay marriage, like, did you hear 3 days ago the Pope Francis approved blessings for same-sex couples?
Yep.
So, Yeah, something happened with the Bible where it changed, I guess.
Yeah, they've been.
We'll talk about that
You know,
later.
they just rewrote it like the last 15
Interesting.
times.
What he meant by that was
Actually, how we interpret that in 2023. Yeah.
They keep doing it, dude. And there's something where like I don't remember what happened, but the Pope and a couple of other religious figures of all religions got together and started rewriting things. And apparently, there's a rumor that they're going to change the Ten Commandments now, and there are fronts. And I would like to somehow someday get my hands on the original books because we all know that they have been messed up and changed.
You're gonna have to go break into the Vatican.
Dude, I would love to know what the original books
I
are.
heard it's in Ethiopia. I heard
Nick
the
Cage,
original.
dude.
I heard the original base
It's peaceful.
Bible is in Ethiopia.
Huh.
I wouldn't doubt it. I heard that as well.
Mm-hmm. I heard
Why Ethiopia?
it has something to do with Enoch, Book of Enoch,
Dude, the
which
book
is a band from the Bible.
real big, dude.
Mm-hmm.
Starting to get more and more.
Wow.
I'm gonna go get me a copy of the Book of Enoch.
I have one. I just haven't read it because I grew up Christian too. So part of me feels like it's blasphemy, but at the same time, like I heard this recently. The Bible tells you to seek. You know, those who seek will find. Seeking isn't going to church every Sunday and listening to some guy talk to you. Seeking is, you know, asking the hard questions, doing your research, diving into these rabbit holes, and essentially, Yeshua. That's why my name's Jesus now, because it's a message. Yeshua, he actually was controversial, right? He would ask the hard questions and talk to older heads about philosophical things that would blow their minds and be like, who the fuck is this guy? So I heard the Ark of the Covenant was fucking in Ethiopia too.
I don't. Was it Ethiopia? It was somewhere in there, that area. Yeah. And,
so a guy named James Bruce, he discovered the Ethiopian Bible. So that's what I have here, and how it links to Enoch or whatever, how it links to the Bible is an Ethiopian queen, I think, of Sheba and King Solomon. She went to Jerusalem to meet King Solomon because he heard that he was wealthy and really prestigious. You know how the Bible goes. They fucked.
Women.
You know what I mean? And then they had this kid. This kid, his name was Menelik, and he left Ethiopia to go to Jerusalem. When Solomon found out about Menelik, he offered the throne to Menelik, but Menelik declined it. But what he did was he stole the Ark of the Covenant and he fucking brought it back. So that's the story.
Nick Cage.
Yeah, of how it got back to Ethiopia.
Damn, that's crazy, man.
Interesting, man.
that movie.
What?
You said what?
Oh, I said Nick Cage could kill that movie.
Yeah, it's the next national treasure.
There you go. Yeah, it's kind of hard though because you really at these days you have no idea what is real and what is not, which kind of sucks because but they also said that God will judge you based on your knowledge, right? So just because you can't get all the knowledge doesn't mean that you'll be sent away. So you gotta do the best you can. That's pretty much
What if I'm a dumbass? What if my logic
Yeah,
is
so
wrong?
I'm interested because I know,
Man.
but besides Zach, we're all kind of religious, right? Or have experience with religion. Do you? And Thomas asked this in a previous podcast, and I had to really check my beliefs. How much do you believe in the story of the Bible and you know the whole gospel? Like, do we believe that there was an actual talking snake in Garden of Eden that actually, you know, told Eve to eat the apple? Like, or do you think those are metaphors? You know,
They're all metaphors.
mm-hmm.
I
until you
wouldn't
find the Noah's Ark, right? And you're like,
Yeah, so
wait,
I was actually just thinking about that because you don't really fucking. Some of them could be metaphors, some of them could be real because that was the first thing that popped in my head. Well, fucking Noah's Ark is real. It was found.
right?
So, like, yes, I feel like it's all hopefully what they've given us, because again, we don't. I feel like yes, it's true, but on how it was interpreted to be in the books might have varied based on what happened, like the snake, and that's possible that was a metaphor. But demons look all different, right? And I know it was Satan, but he could have changed his form. So fuck, I don't know, but yeah, my thought was until you find fucking Noah's Ark. Right, so and Noah's Ark was said to be absolutely insane. There's no way that someone could have built Noah's Ark for that long at that time, and that was everyone's excuse until they found Noah's Ark. What, late '90s, early 2000s,
Mm-hmm.
something like that.
That was wild. They actually found it like that. If you're interpreting the Bible as straight metaphorical, and you find fucking planks of Noah's Ark, I'm sure you go back to your notes and you start rewriting them from a different perspective because of those findings. Right. So I guess a more appropriate question is, what do you think happens when we die? Do you think we have a spirit and that spirit goes to heaven or hell? Because like your belief systems, whether or not you subscribe to a religion, dictates your afterlife perspective as well, I feel, So, yeah, what do you guys think? You guys believe in heaven or hell, reincarnation?
I feel like that's when we'll finally meet Santa Claus.
Hey, how we're going to tie this in, Jermaine? How we're going to tie this in is Santa and Satan, man. It's just a matter of changing a couple words or a couple letters, and words are spells. Yeah. Satan worship and Santa's workshop, pretty similar, dog. Yeah,
dang. Satan's kind of cool.
Well,
Satan, baby.
Oh, stop. I don't know. That's a conversation that's going to be hard to get into.
Mm-hmm.
I'm still, so I don't really have opinions. I have opinions, but I try not to have opinions on it because I feel like until the day that we die, we're just learning. We're just trying to get as much information as humanly possible. So,
I'm with you.
But they also tell you to go out and spread the word, but it's hard to spread the word when you don't really know everything. So until the day we die, you're pretty much just learning everything. You're trying to get it all figured out.
And that's the conversation that I would have with my mom when I was a kid. And I would be like, well, how do you know? Because like she grew up Adventist, and we'd do this thing, like we go to my grandma's house and not watch TV on Fridays, and I'm like, why not? Like, what the heck is going on? Because they practiced, or they would, I think, practice Sabbath. They would partake in Sabbath, and she would just say, well, I mean, that's just faith. Like you just have faith, and that's part of believing. And so I respect that for sure. But for me as a kid, and it's kind of like never got persuaded otherwise of like how can we answer these questions if we don't know? And if stuff has been overwritten X amount of times, like then what's the original truth? Whether it's right, wrong, or indifferent, to me, like that's irrelevant. It's just like, what is, like, why was it written so many times? Obviously translations, different languages and stuff, and like different stories come about, and so it evolves. But it's like, those are the questions that when I was younger, trying to get into it, just like my mind prevented me from getting too far into it. So like you said, Naro, like it's hard to do it because like we're not going to know until, we pass and move on to the next step of whatever this is. And for me though, I do like the idea of religion. I like, like for my kids, like I'm taking them to church on Christmas Eve because it's tradition and that's what we've done. And I like to give them, I want to expose them to everything and have them make their own decisions,
Right.
That's how my parents did with me. And I feel like that, that's fair. And no matter what we choose to believe in, no matter what we feel or actually believe in, like that's irrelevant because as long as they're believing in something or they have their own path to make those decisions, like that's my part that I play in this.
I mean, as controversial as religion could be, there are good morals that you can take away from it and apply it to your
1000%.
to your life and your family. But I think what happens is the issue that I have with it is like Christianity for once, there's a lot of people that hide behind that cross, and that's kind of like, well, that's not what you're supposed to be doing with it, and the hypocrisy of it is what bothers me the most. I don't care what you follow. It's, you're free to do whatever you want, but I believe at some point when we all die, we're all going to be in the same waiting room. Like, oh shit, this is what happens.
Yeah. And I have to live with that. Like, if I had wasted time not believing it, I could have been in a better spot afterwards. Like, then I'll, that's going to be where I have to, deal with that when I pass. And
Right.
it is an internal, like, belief struggle that I have a lot, quite often, especially when these conversations happen. But that's my biggest thing too, Jermaine, is like when people weaponize these things that are supposed to be pure and have good intentions, like that's where I'm like, that's fucked. Like, why are we weaponizing this shit to play against each other?
Exactly.
Like, that's not what this stuff, this belief system is supposed to do. Like, we're supposed to come together and unite. And it's when it gets weaponized, it's no go for me.
And just to bring an example to that, I mean, I'm not trying to talk about like all the politics, but like you can see that going on with the Muslim community. They're always being said, these guys are terrorists, all Muslims, blah, blah, blah. And it's just like, no, there's just bad people in that group too, like how Christianity has the KKK. I mean, so why are we calling all Muslims this? But when it comes to Christianity, it's like, no, the KKK it's not, they don't represent Christianity. It's like, well, that's what we're saying also about terrorism and Muslim. So it's just
proper. Like that's so real too, man. Because when we were in middle school, when like 9/11 happened, and like I'm looking at Sumit and Amit, and I'm like, no, these are my homies, dude. Like, that shit, no, fuck that. Yeah. No, these guys are my friends. Exactly. Like that. I'm not gonna treat them differently. Like these guys I grew up with.
But you see, the thing is, you looked at Sumit and them, but they weren't even Muslim. They're Indian, so they.
I know, but that's what the media.
We looked.
They were trying to get us to turn against them, but I'm like, no, these are my friends. Fuck that.
Yeah, exactly. So, like what you said, weaponizing. It kind of made us look at our own friends and like, wait, no, I don't think you're that. You're my friend. And at some point, like people are like, oh, terrorists. Like that's every Middle Eastern person. Anyone that labels
that happened 2022 with the vaccines. Like you looked at someone different for saying anti-vaxxer or saying fucking ivermectin
or pro-vax.
Yeah. It's crazy talking about it now with different people and being open to that conversation. There's a lot of people in between, people that took the vaccine. Like, fuck that shit. Like I wish I hadn't done that. Right. And there's actually people that wish they took the vaccine. I wish I took the first batch, And we're snuffing them out, and we're kind of building this bipolar, two-sided thing. You know what I mean? Which I'll get into later.
All I know is I ain't taking no fucking boosters.
That's why the PSYOP thing. That's why the PSYOP thing is really important, because like you download that one program, and there's a bunch of different sub programs that you view. It's so powerful that not only do you look at your friends different, you look at your family members different too. You know what I mean? Man. That's where it gets deep, and it's.
I saw some shit for Thanksgiving where it was like some, and they were laughing about it, and they put up their video on whatever, Instagram, TikTok, whatever the fuck it was, and it said your families have the kids table and the adults table. My family has the kids table, the Republican, and the Democrat table. Like y'all are just like getting way too into this.
Yo, for real.
You as a family. That's the stupidest thing I've ever heard. And you know what? The media wins at the end of the day. That's how that happens.
Yeah, and it's funny you say it, because my family, a majority of them, they like Trump, right? And they support him. They're like, yo, Donald Trump. And I don't care. I'm like, whatever, you can support whatever you want. But I also have some family who don't want to come by anymore just because of that. I'm like, really? Just because Trump?
Yeah, that happened, bro.
Right.
So
it's funny. Go ahead, Chef.
Oh, I'm sorry. Last Christmas, I had my "Don't Tread on Me" flag up at my house. I had my Trump flag. That was it was Trump looking like Rambo. and he had the bandana on, and the town that I live in, like you know when you're driving, I don't know what exactly you call it, but the middle, or no, not the middle, but like where it defines the roadway to like the bicycle way.
Okay.
They painted this entire boulevard, which is fucking huge, red, white, and blue. So when all of the Antifa folks came through, and I'm in California, mind you, which makes it, in my opinion, a little bit crazier, but
Right.
they all were outside of their shops with their weapons. And anyhow, long story short, they had a big fucking rally. It was a charity event, and all the money, all the stuff that you bought went to kids that couldn't afford pencils, everything for school that they needed. So I picked up the Trump flag. I picked up a fuck Joe Biden flag, Trump 2024, and I had them all up in my house. And I think, it was last Christmas or the Christmas before, my brother, who I love and respect, was, he made a comment, and he goes, "Yeah, all these fucking people with their Trump flags." And we don't, like, talk politics, like, a whole lot, but I was like, fuck, dude, there's a small chance he might be coming over. And I fucking took it down. And even though I'm super strong in my beliefs, like, I don't think it's bad to flaunt it, and I don't think it's bad not to. But when it comes like the holidays, like, I don't give a fuck if, you know, you got 10 Fauci ouchies, dude, or if you're like, if you're a Joe Biden fucking lover, dude. Like, you're my family, and I might, you don't have issues with your thoughts and your views, as most people probably have, you know, issues with my thoughts and views, and that's okay. And it's okay to talk about them. And it's just one of those things where I only get to see him once a year, dude. Like, I'm not going to sit him down on Christmas, you know, when I only get to see him 3 or 4 days out of the year, and I'm not going to talk politics with him, because that doesn't fucking matter.
Right.
What matters is, as Naro said about like dividing the family table, you know, like, you guys are going to eat outside and you're eating in the garage, you know, you know, red and the blue. But that is exactly what they fucking want. Exactly. They, meaning like, the only people that can fix this issue, and I'm talking about the people versus the government, are the fucking people. And it's never going to fucking happen when we're constantly being divided.
Right.
It will never fucking happen, because we both, you know, me and my brother, or me and so could be like, I like Trump, you like Biden, cool. But we disagree on this one main topic, but we're never going to end up getting to the solution of that topic, because we both, I like Biden, or I like Trump, you like Biden, or vice versa, whatever. It's the fucking master plan, man. And I think they were doing a good job. And I think where they fucked up was COVID. Yeah. That was like, I think COVID was the greatest thing on the planet Earth. I honestly do. In my lifetime, I think it was the greatest thing that has at least happened to me. Why? Because I realized a lot of shit. And, you know, it changed my life. If it wasn't for that moment, I wouldn't have woke up. I wouldn't have like figured shit out. And so it was one of those, like, not two birds with one stone. What's the other saying? Not a double-edged sword, but there was a benefit to it. There was a big benefit to it, because you're going to see your sheep and you're going to see your fucking lions.
Right.
And I realized at that point I'm a lion, and I stepped up, and instead of putting my kid, and I'm not knocking anybody that has kids in public schools. It's not, I'm not going to say convenient. It's not possible for a lot of families.
Right.
It's not. And that's okay, because what's most important is keeping a roof over your fucking head.
Right.
You know, but our kids are homeschooled, and I suffer greatly financially from that, because I'm the only one working. But at the same time, like, that was the catalyst that led me to where I am today. And I probably wouldn't be talking to you gentlemen if it wasn't for that. And I also wouldn't have my other project that I do off to the side. That wouldn't be a thing if it wasn't for that. But
Yeah,
dude, crazy.
just to wrap everything together, we talked about the military and putting your differences aside. The fucking, what is it called? The Christmas truce in 1914, right? World War One.
Oh, yeah.
They agreed on a ceasefire and just kind of ignore their differences, and they played football.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Not American football, but European football. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Shout to
football.
sports. Every Wednesday.
Football. Sometimes Tuesday, sometimes Monday, sometimes Thursday.
But let me show this picture. I mean, this is what I'm saying. Like, even though Christmas is satanic, and we'll get into that now, that's why I brought up religion and all that. It sprouts beautiful moments like this. Like, you don't get these, let's put this shit aside because of this holiday that, even though it's a phantom holiday, it brings in a Christmas spirit, right?
Yeah.
Egregore shit, bruh.
But
Team spirit. Team spirit.
Right. But I mean, how fucked up is that? They had the peace and then they're all playing football together, or how we call it in America, soccer. That the next day or whenever the truth is over, they have to go back to fighting each other. Like, mentally, I'd be like, how the fuck am I supposed to do that? How am I supposed to kill this
I
dude?
gotta kill you tomorrow, right?
No.
Hey, if that QB's not throwing you passes when you're wide open, dog, I mean, like, hey, you missed me yesterday, bro. I was open twice, dog. We could have won.
Yeah.
You marked him.
Scored.
That was a little aggressive push, dog.
I think, bro, it's the perfect way to gather intel, though, ain't it?
Playing football?
To be like, hey, ceasefire, yo. Let's be friends.
Your weapons there.
Yeah,
Get your guard down.
that's what I'm saying. Like, as far as being a conspiracy theorist, I hate that term because it's literally like just finding out that, hey, something's up, and diving down into that. You know what I mean?
But isn't it crazy, like, how they're going to tell them, okay, you guys are done fighting, and everyone's like, all right, cool, we'll hang out with them. But when they tell you to start fighting, I'm like, okay, we'll go fucking do that. So imagine saying, hey, we want you to go to that country, we're going to invade them, we want you to kill everyone. But what if everyone's like, no, we're not going to do that? What the fuck? Like, what are you guys going to do? We're the ones with the guns. You're the one telling us what to do.
It doesn't work like that. That's what boot camp's for.
To program you, yeah.
Yep. You do what you're fucking told to do, and that's it.
But that's
not,
why
someone else will
just
do
kind
it.
of touching back on what Kyle was saying, like, like you said, the people, the biggest threat to the system is divided, or not a divided, but united people, like of all races, all colors. That's they're afraid of that. And if for that to happen, that's like their biggest fear, because anything else could happen, but they do not want that to happen. Like, they don't want the KKK all of a sudden good with blacks. They don't want none of that shit.
Yeah, no. Fuck no, they don't.
They don't want none of that. But the moment we start banding together, they're gonna be like, we're fucked.
Dude, they did, and Chef, you're right, man. They fucked up with COVID. They tried too hard to strike, and a lot of fucking people woke up. And a lot of people woke up, and it's crazy. A lot of crazy conspiracy theorists, quote unquote, are not conspiracy theorists anymore. They just had real fucking information, but they wanted it to make it sound crazy. So I was thinking the same thing. And you were like, well, I'm, all the shit that I learned, I might not be here. I was so, like, I used to call conspiracy theorists crazy as hell, but at this point, dude, like 95% of the conspiracy theories that have been brought up about aliens, about pharma, about COVID, about the government, about all these different things have turned out to be true in some way, shape, or form, right? And they screwed up with COVID. They tried to push too hard, and now too many people are waking up, and it's dividing the country a little bit. But I feel like at this point, there is enough momentum where the ones who are waking up are going to be able to slowly kind of get things back into play. But this when it comes to like first world countries, we're the worst when it comes to stuff like that. We're the worst.
Facts.
Do you think Do you think it's because we have too many freedoms, though? Because we have too many outlets to where we can express ourselves and we can have different thoughts and different opinions, and
Like
and
it worked
that's
against
like
us.
I yes, but not really though, because they could have done it with newspapers. They could have done it with they. It's the media who controls it. So as long as
newspapers fucking up hiding behind paywalls.
Mhm.
Yeah. Hey,
I mean, my thing is, as long as there's some type of media, there's going to be some type of try to control, because that's where the mass news comes out, and a lot of people just read it and listen to it.
Mhm.
So I feel like it doesn't really because you can flip the script, right? We can talk about Korea and we can talk about Russia, right? Where they don't have that much freedom and they don't have at all, right? And they're brainwashed as fuck, right? So I feel like that the goal is to find a happy medium, and I feel like the U.S. had a happy medium, but that's been long gone for like maybe 100 years now.
It's a deep conversation because, like I say, it's all BS. It's all belief systems. And I feel like running your country and running your nation is kind of like raising your own child. Like you do you. The point is, like Zach always says, keep your side of the road clean. You know what I mean? I've heard this concept that if a population reaches a certain amount, then communism's the only way to keep it running, you know?
China.
Because, I mean, what happens when you have a bunch of people who are like generals? You know, you're going to have fucking civil wars and civil wars and civil wars. You know what I mean? So, and like Francis said, like this country is built on a revolution. So there is an obvious reason why they want to kind of keep us gay. No, just kidding.
It was also built on compromise too, and for some reason, no one wants to compromise anymore.
Yeah,
They got the blueprint and they're doing everything for it to not happen again. I mean,
perfect. So what I heard, I Francis, you came on that podcast when we talked to the Groovy Guru, but I talked about heaven and hell. We talked about spirituality. We were talking about Gnosticism, right? And he said that heaven and hell is like Democrats and Republican. So they want you to believe in a psyop of if you do this, you'll go to heaven or you go to hell. And I personally believe you're super powerful to where you can kind of create different worlds.
Yeah.
And it's what your belief is. If you believe that you should go to heaven, you're going to zoom to heaven. If you're kind of guilty, then you'll get trapped into hell. If you believe there's like a Jerezy verse, you go there and you're trapped into your world. You know what I mean? But you have to abide by certain universal laws. You can't kill yourself because you know you'll get trapped into Earth or whatever. Or if you're a Viking, you gotta die in a worthy battle and you'll go to Valhalla. You know what I mean? So I think we're powerful enough, and you know the Bible says you were created in my image, and Kanye says I am a god, and my name's Jerezus. You know what I mean? It's not blasphemous. It's just saying that, hey, I'm like you. It's almost like I'm a hologram of you. You know what I mean? It's almost like I'm appreciating my source. I'm worshiping my source instead of being like, you know, I'm a god. I'm better than you. You know what I mean? It's like I'm a god. I'm creating your image. So I feel like you can create certain afterlives. You know what I mean? But what Groovy Guru said is heaven and hell, they're trap dimensions. So you kind of go to the Republic side or you kind of go to the Democrat side. Point is the politics keep going. You know what I mean? So it's crazy because like when we touch on Satan and all that dark demonic shit, like it's also justifying and validating that there is another side. There is a good side. You know what I mean? But we're seeing now that even the good people have dirt on them. You know, nobody's perfect. People are just kind of trying. And I think the premise of this episode is you just got to kind of try, you know what I mean? To keep up your illusion, keep up your dream, make your own egregore, you know what I mean? Kind of create your own traditions and stuff. But
I think all that starts in one place. All of that starts in one place. You guys know where that starts? The fucking cave, son. Well, I know your brain, but it started in the cave, baby.
Hey, no, honestly, Chef, you might we're a comedy podcast, but that wasn't a joke. You know what I'm saying? Because we're cave came from Plato's cave, and you guys are familiar with Plato's cave, right?
Yeah.
Now I am.
Plato,
People-
the
philosopher.
Yeah.
the philosopher,
The philosophizer, yeah.
philosophizer. Hey,
It was a philosophizer. I read it in a book.
It must be real.
I love dodgeball.
yeah. So we're making our own images. We're flashing our own shadows on the wall, and you're free to leave. You know, but it's $1 a month on our Patreon to come in now because, sheesh, that fucking Fortnite tournament was a mess. Yo, jeez.
Dog.
Fuck Fortnite.
What in the world?
That's fucking gay, bro.
Hey, PUBG, dude. Listen, I know it's a little old. Just saying, that shit's dope as
I
fuck.
love
dude.
it.
That's cool. That's cool. Y'all did a Fortnite tournament. The next tournament you guys get going, dude. I might be in on that if I have the time to.
We started out with Fortnite tournaments because we found out that it was easier to build an online community through
100%
adult
the easiest.
Fortnite groups. You know,
Makes
it's just we
sense.
opened up
Makes
to the
sense.
public, and there are people out there that like hunt and collect money from Fortnite tournaments and post their winnings. You know,
Weaponizing their intentions, dog. Weaponizing and turning the good people against each other.
I had to pull an Uncle Phil, bro. Uncle Phil and Jazz. You know,
Jazzy Jeff.
I think we
What a
missed
gnar.
the Warzone craze. I feel like we could have hit Warzone craze if we were
We
started.
still could. You know why? Because
Like a proper phrase.
pretty well.
No, good.
The new Warzone, a lot of people have been liking it, and even Dr. Disrespect's playing it again. So I'm like, oh, he's playing it again. So,
The one that I'm going to watch to
Niner
see
fan.
is again if Nick starts playing again because he's
Nick Merckx.
yeah.
I'm familiar.
well, they only banned him because, or I mean, he stopped playing because of what his comments about
yeah.
stop doing things like with kids, and
He shits me.
they fucking pulled his shit off his skin off the store, and they did that with Tim the Tat Man too.
Oh
So I was
yes,
like,
yes.
yo, what?
I remember that.
because they were just straight saying like, "Yo, stop fucking with the kids, leave the kids alone," and nothing wrong with
Super
what they were
simple, dude.
saying.
Save the children.
Yeah, and then all of a sudden, the Call of Duty, Activision, Whack Division, stepped in and said, that's not cool. You can't be saying that shit. And then so they said, well, we're done playing this shit.
Yep.
How dare you stand up for the children? What the fuck is wrong with you?
Yeah.
It's like to the future or
Come on,
something.
dude.
All right, perfect
really.
segue. Perfect segue to the deep dive of Santa, Satan, and Christmas.
Where we dropping, boys?
Because it is about the kids, right? At the end of the day, it was to keep kids behaving. Santa knows if you're naughty or nice. It's the original psyop. I feel like so. It's like I said, the programming goes generations and generations. So if you were the one to be like, hey, we're not doing Christmas anymore, and your cousin or brother or sister hears from your kid, oh, we're not doing Christmas anymore because you know what I mean? Dad said it's satanic. There's that family social pressure as well to, kind of second guess your thoughts and your beliefs, which is a psyop itself. But let's go back to there's different variations of Santa Claus as well, right? There's Krampus as well. So the oldest, it's interesting because who is Santa Claus, right? Do you guys know who Santa Claus is?
Saint Nick.
Billy Bob Thornton.
You got a lot of names to him.
Old
Yeah, there's a lot. Chris Kringle, yeah.
Kringle, Sinterklaas.
Tim Allen.
Tim Allen is the best. Ever.
Yeah, so I looked into St. Nicholas, and I guess the more commercialized look of Santa Claus being the chubby guy in the red and white suit with the blushing cheeks was more commercialized because of Coca-Cola. Somehow Coca-Cola got into the game and Coca-Cola-fied Santa Claus. But before we dive into this, bros, the reindeers, right? I talked about the Templars. Templars and St. Nicholas are linked. I talked about demons. and St. Nicholas being an exorcist, low key. And we were talking about Baphomet, right? Horns, and we can get into Krampus later. Baphomet was an androgynous god. He was like it almost looked like Moloch. I'll throw a picture up on here. As far as androgynous gods go and androgynous horned beings, let's talk about reindeers. Did you guys know that male reindeers, they shed their horns and their antlers in the fall? So the reindeers we see, they're not male reindeers unless they were neutered. They're female reindeers. So I don't know. The names kind of seem masculine to me, so I always assume that Rudolph was a fucking man, So Christmas might be fake and gay is where I'm starting with.
Cover your ears, Emery.
You don't know what we're talking about.
That's crazy to me. But is the reindeer almost a archetype being of Baphomet, because Santa Claus uses the reindeers to do what he does, And think about Santa Claus. He comes down a chimney. That's like Satan going down to hell, right? Like if you have magical powers and everyone's waiting for you, why wouldn't you just, I don't know. I just feel like the chimney thing's kind of sus. And ho, ho, ho. That's actually funny, but it might have some ties to St. Nicholas. One of the things that he did, one of the things that he's known for is he rescued 3 girls from prostitution by paying their dowry so that they could get married. Because what would happen is, people would come and collect, and if they don't have money, they would take their kids and sell them under prostitution. So what St. Nicholas would do, and what he did, is he
would save the
house. Yeah, he did. He threw, I think, 2 bags through the window, and in the 3rd bag, he went up to the chimney and dropped it into the shoe of the 3rd one. That's where the stockings comes from, dropping stuff in the stockings, So the next morning, they were saved from prostitution. 3 of them. Ho, ho, ho. Pretty interesting, right?
Don't say
St. Nicholas.
Mind blowing.
I'm just saying, because St. Nicholas is Santa Claus, right? And then there's different.
The Grinch wanted to ruin this, dog.
The porn version is Saint Dick.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
You seen that softcore porn movie?
Never watched porn.
Twice.
I didn't look too much into.
That's
Krampus.
crazy.
What do you guys know about Krampus?
I just know from the movie. I don't know if you guys have seen the movie. It's like a dark comedy. But he's a German demon. I'm pretty sure sent from, or it's one of Satan's demons that comes to counteract Christmas. But he's supposed to take the bad kids, and is like reverse Santa Claus.
Yeah. So all I got was he was the evil version of Santa Claus, and like Zach said, he would take the bad kids instead of giving them a lump of coal. He would take those kids, and from what I remember, he would eat the kids.
Yeah.
Yep.
So that's what I remember from.
And he was like disfigured. He was like half animal,
just like
half
Moloch,
demon or something. Like the dude from Hercules. Yeah.
Like Tom.
Yeah.
Like the dude from Hercules.
Philoctetes.
So bros.
Not the Vito, no, the other one.
Like I said, St. Nicholas was an exorcist, right? They would call him to exorcise trees, and that's why they burn the Christmas trees. There's a theory that says that Krampus was a demon that St. Nicholas was able to summon and control in order to kind of, to push, be good kind of thing. And how St. Nicholas got tied in to Jesus, and why Santa and Christmas is kind of tied in with Jesus, is St. Nicholas actually did some time. He did some time for Christianity, right? At the time, Christianity was being Christians were being persecuted, so he was hardcore Christian, so he went to jail. He got out just in time to attend the temple or the Council of Nicaea. I think that's what it was called. Do you guys know what the Council of Nicaea is?
No.
Bro, this is crazy because I just looked this up today. The Council of Nicaea was a meeting to talk about Arianism. Arianism kind of sounds like, Hitler, Nazi stuff, but
Yep.
I looked up Arianism. Arianism was the belief or the debate whether or not Jesus was of divine Christ or he was a human created experiment.
Oh.
So when I said Jesus was a homunculus, like this that wasn't my original idea. You know what I mean? That was an actual debate that like these leaders wanted to talk about,
Mm-hmm.
And around that time, there are different pagan beliefs. And I feel like, I don't know, I feel like people should be free to believe what they want to believe. If you want to believe in Tinkerbell, go fucking believe in Tinkerbell. No one should monopolize like mental space or spiritual space. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Damn it, Disney.
Obviously, like the Roman Empire and Catholicism, they wanted to demonize all the other religions, and the Templars, the Holy War, they kind of took over as far as Catholicism being the main religion and the main narrative of spirituality, kind of, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So when Saint Nicholas died, his body was transferred to Italy, and the people that were there to witness the burial, they were like top popes that have lineages back to like the Templars. So this is the crazy thing that ties it all in. Like I said, Santa, Satan. There's a theory that Saint Nicholas wasn't just an exorcist that knew how to manipulate demons. There's a theory that he's actually Satan and he could conjure up demons and stuff. And he's trying to take the attention away from Jesus by making Christmas, hijacking the birth of Jesus and have you realize or have you project and think about the Santa Claus archetype other than the nativity scene, all that stuff. And think about this, bro. Where is it? Let me look it up. Are you guys not mind blown? This is real shit.
I'm waiting for the next shoe to drop, dog.
I'm buying some time.
It's like you're trying to drop the beat and all of a sudden you lost the file. Like,
Here's it.
I dragged the wrong thing. Fuck.
You're gonna hype us up like that and be like, wait, hold on. It's like, all right.
Where is
Bro,
it? Here we go.
I was like a little boy dude sitting in class, like listening to like a great fucking story, and I'm like,
yeah.
And then
It's
the
like-
teacher just rips ass. You're like,
It's like it's like Chef was listening to Lorax again for the first time. Crisscross applesauce.
Here we go.
But I think it's interesting too regarding that, because I think that like when we come to like when we talk about the Antichrist, right? The Antichrist, whatever. I'm not super well versed in the Bible, but something in my brain is telling me there's not one Antichrist, and I know that goes against the entire Bible. I understand that, and maybe I'm getting those feelings mixed up with like demons, but like I would not doubt it if Saint Nick was a form of the devil that then summoned a demon. But I don't think that's the only evil entity ever. Like if that was true and that was Satan who did conjure up this demon to help them out. Like I think they're everywhere. And I don't think that there's just one and only one. I don't know. I think it's a lifestyle. I think if you're demonic, you're satanic, I think it's a lifestyle. I don't think it boils down to one entity or one person.
mm-hmm.
All right, I'm about to drive it home, y'all. Sorry for the pause, but I gotta
Land the plane, dog.
I gotta breathe. So let me read this. This is typical of Satan. He hides behind things that appear good on the outside, but are secretly empty on the inside. Satan is known for being the deceiver and is famous for being wily. This is his style. Satan is hidden in Santa because he was meant to be. He is telling you right in the open, just hidden. And he does this with so many things. You see them all the time. You just don't recognize them or understand them. Santa hiding in Satan is symbolic. He took the good concept and make it work for his own. Why did we shorten Saint Nicholas to a good figure Santa Claus? And finally, just Santa, right? Words or spells. Satan is really adept at taking God's word and his works, then corrupting them until people misinterpret them and apply them in ways they were never intended. So that was a thought. Now, where is Santa Claus coming from, y'all?
North Pole.
North Pole. Like I said before, and I'll put this up. North Pole is called Black Rock. Rupes nigra, theorized Black Rock, located at magnetic North Pole, 33 miles in size. Why is that important? The Templars apparently graduated and became the Freemasons, and Freemasons are really deep into 33, right?
Club 33.
And Black Rock is they own everything. And we can say in the surface level and bring this back down to earth, Christmas is it's capitalism, right? We spend money. So layers and layers, we spend money to Black Rock linked with Santa Claus and North Pole. This is all satanic, bro. And we still do it. I didn't want to ruin Christmas and all, but like we were saying, like if you knew this was what it was, would we still be practicing it? We're giving energy
right now.
We're giving energy
down right now
to the egregores, yo. And I'm just trying to save my brothers in the cave. You know what I'm saying?
You ruined it. I hate Christmas now. You ruined it.
I think I still got return policy on the gifts, dog.
Holy shit, right? Holy fucking shit. It sounds trippy, like lizard people and all, but it went back into Black Rock, which is a real thing. There's like news clippings and reports on Black Rock taking over the world, right? Santa Claus, Satan is linked to that. Like, what the fuck, bro? Goes back to Freemasons and fucking Templars. And I mean, I play Assassin's Creed. I don't know if you guys play Assassin's Creed, but fucking the Templars are running this shit, bro. As Freemasons. In Black Rock.
Another odd thing I just looked up. So if you look up Satan in a gematria calculator and you look up Santa, they are both in English gematria. They are both 330.
Wow. That's crazy.
Fucking Scottie Pippen.
I ain't buying shit this weekend then.
Yo, just to bring a positive note to this, because if there is Satan, there is a good side. But like I said, we're just kind of contributing into the play if we do give it to the good side. So kind of make your own way. Just like Thanksgiving, you know what I mean? You shouldn't just be appreciative on Thanksgiving. Like, it should be cool to just give people gifts on fucking in February or like August, you know? Hey, I saw this. It reminded me of you, you know? Here you go. And they'd be like, hey, why don't you do this for Christmas? That's when you tell them Christmas. Psh, check out Cave Podcast episode number 70, y'all.
But like,
Holy cow, bro.
If Satanism is just like a play to like keep us occupied, then like, why give a fuck? You know what I'm saying? Like, because then if we care about, oh shit, it's satanic, but if we like actually care, then we're playing into it. But if we just don't pay attention to it, then we're okay. Is that what we're trying to be? Or I'm just trying to get the message here.
Okay, so I guess the message is when you die, and I spoke about this with Zach, right? I feel like the belief systems is important, and wherever you go, you go. If you're subscribed to a certain belief system that's fake, like Christmas or some certain religion, when you die, it's not your belief where you go because you subscribe to that religion. Now your mind is going to think that. So when you die, you're either going to go to heaven or hell. If that's all kind of created and it's, you know, it's based on something satanic, then instead of being the captain of your own ship, you're in their boat. You know, so whatever you believe, because they believe in Satanism, so they believe in souls. It doesn't matter what you believe. If a matter of fact, I hope you don't matter if it believes, you know, that way I don't have to worry about that shit. I got you. You know what I mean? So that's why I think it matters.
I mean, I got my mom went to Italy a couple years ago, and she had my mom is Catholic and very practicing Catholic, but then she got a like reality check when she visited the Vatican, and she's like, "Why the fuck is the Vatican so fucking grand and luxurious and there's
Boss
motherfuckers
music.
in
Oh.
yeah, and it's like there's people in the world suffering when pretty much the gold you're stepping on can pay for like a water well in Africa or in fucking Cambodia or some shit." So, you know, but going back to like, that's what I also appreciate about my parents when they taught me the religion of Catholicism is like, you don't really pay attention to like the glitz and glamour of it, but just pay attention to the teachings. And the main thing I got from it is treat other people with the same way you want to be treated. And the greatest gift that God gave us is our free will. So as long as you treat people well, I don't give a fuck what happens to me, but after life, I just know if I treat people well, something decent is gonna come out of me. I'm not the most perfect person, but as long as I do what I'm doing and I treat people with respect, then nothing bad's gonna happen to me. I just don't know what the fuck's gonna happen to me.
Peace be with you, and also
with you.
Let me wrap this up as a last Christmas present to the listeners and to everybody. I heard
he's taking off his mask, y'all.
Diving down. Hey,
face reveal.
I might do a Jerezy Unmasked for the Patreon. We'll see.
Oh, Jerezy Unmasked.
Damn, your face not that pretty, dog. Shit.
Hey,
I'll sign up.
Show us your face. We want to see your face.
I see some ugly.
It's the mark of the beast.
I see some ugly OF chicks, so I'm gonna take a shot. Steph Curry.
Because Jerezy's a homunculus.
He's taking off everything.
Oh man, but I heard diving down these deep rabbit holes of spirituality that if you talk about, you know, like I said, heaven and hell being red or blue. And you talk about the Matrix, right? We're all programmed, simulation theory. The gods, the angels, the demons, all the spiritual beings, they're jealous of humans. That's why they always try to fuck, you know, humans and try to, you know what I mean, materialize in our world. They're jealous of us because we have free will. We can think stuff and we can kind of create where we're going to go spiritually. You know what I mean? So what I'm trying to say is you guys are powerful. Don't subscribe to these psyops. Make your own psyops. If you want to take the Christmas giving ritual and put that in April or March, go ahead, you know, and make that your testimony of being like, yeah, I found out about Christianity and or Christmas, and it's pretty deep, you know, it's satanic.
Summer Christmas party.
Yeah, man.
Christmas in July.
I guess that's me.
Got Santa in swim trunks.
Tying up.
Get that tax money strap to celebrate Christmas, dog.
Hold on.
Passing it to you guys. But hey, Jermaine, what's the mushroom link? Do you know? There is a mushroom link to Christmas too, right?
Yeah, I mean, in short, pretty much the mushrooms, psychedelic mushrooms have like a relation to Christmas. There's a theory stating that because under like pine trees, there'd be red mushrooms like all in like the wintertime. And those red mushrooms, when you look at it, who does it resemble? Santa Claus. And
Toad.
And shamans, you know, they were the ones who pretty much they created this idea of Santa Claus, or by just giving, like, mushrooms were a gift. And reindeers, I forgot, maybe Jarrell could correct me on it, but reindeers also played a factor through the shaman, like it was a shaman, something like that.
You know what? That's actually a deep rabbit hole because I heard Christmas extends all the way to January 6th, and there is some kind of archetype of some kind of goat, reindeer. And if you think about the Viking, he was the main symbol on January 6th. There are connections. Cave of Wonders is going to be for our Patreon, so make sure you guys. Link is on our website.
That man was God.
But yeah, and then I think the shamans would wear like red suits, right? They'd be wearing red suits, so that's just more of the psychedelic end of mushrooms and Christmas. But that's a different rabbit hole to go under. But yeah, I mean, we're at that 2-hour mark, so I wanted to kind of end this on a lighter note. So I just wanted to ask you guys your favorite Christmas movies.
Elf. All the Grinches and Elf.
I'm a
what's the one
Grinch
with
now,
Adam-
bro. I'm a Grinch
what's
now.
What's the one with Adam Silver? I mean,
Eight
Adam
Crazy
Sandler
Nights.
when he's a
That's Hanukkah movie, Doug.
That's Hanukkah, but yeah, that works.
I don't give a fuck.
I think it's called like
This is
12
my
Days of
reality.
Christmas or
8 Crazy
12
Nights.
Days of Hanukkah. 8
Hey.
Crazy Nights. Here we go.
So I did watch this Christmas movie recently. I think it's on Netflix. I think it's called I Still Believe. It's about this dude. It's like super cheesy, but it's about this guy who honestly like seriously believes in Santa Claus, and it's like it's a romantic comedy. I saw it with my wife,
Oh,
but that shit was funny because like when they were talking about Santa and stuff, like of like how they're like, wait, so you actually believe that he does this, and he's like, absolutely. Like you don't.
Uh-huh.
Like you're weird.
right.
And so
You know-
it's just so like these conversations kind of reminded me of like that movie. It makes that movie funnier to me.
You know, Disney Plus has that Christmas movie with Ludacris, and I was like, Ludacrismas. It's so random. I was like, this guy making a Christmas movie.
I'm gonna watch that tonight.
Ludicrous. I might sit on that. I might sit on that domain.
Hey, Die Hard is not a Christmas movie, by the way.
Yes, it is.
Nah,
Catch me if you can's mine. Is that a Christmas movie?
Yeah.
nah,
Batman
It's
Returns.
a sad Christmas movie because he goes,
nah.
"Ah."
Batman Returns, nah. Not even for Christmas. Christmas movie.
Christmas movie.
Or Halloween movie?
More Christmas stuff.
Batman Forever.
I do low key, like, no bullshit, because it's a once a year thing. Like, I don't mind Elf. I really honestly don't.
Yeah, Elf is.
I'm not.
Elf slaps, dude.
Like, I do like the movie. The last couple of years I've been a fucking Grinch, man. This year I'm gonna make a change. I'm gonna put some positivity, some positive vibes into Christmas,
Uh-huh.
and I'm gonna have a beautiful Christmas.
You should.
But yeah, I know. It's something I need to fucking work on. But I'm not working on it no more because it's gonna change this year. I'm
There you
gonna
go.
nice. I'm not
The way we eat.
Just because we learned how dark this shit is doesn't mean we have to, like, we can make it our own, you know? Like, you know what? Let's rebrand Christmas under our house.
Yo,
They did it before.
Taking it back.
KR 1STM45.
That's too many, man.
Dog.
Yeah. But yeah.
I hope I
My
spelled
favorite is
that
Jingle All the Way.
Oh,
Turbo Man.
I mean,
that's solid.
that's
That's
a good
Turbo
one.
Man.
I'm not a pervert. I just want the Turbo Man doll. Shit gets me every time. Funny fucking movie.
Good one.
To go with.
Hey, before this wraps up, I want to say thank you guys. Thank you for having me be a part of the team. I have to say this, dude. I'm super grateful.
Mhm.
You guys are fucking awesome, dude.
Thanks.
And I
We're
just
looking forward to
giving
more
thanks.
episodes.
I know we're a couple. We're 2 months out. What is it? November? No, we're 1 month out from Thanksgiving. But I'm super thankful for all you guys, man, and I'm super thankful to be a part of this. And this is my first Cavemen show, and it was a fucking banger, and I appreciate it.
Mhm.
Yes,
Hell
sir.
yeah, welcome.
Attaboy, chef.
Dog.
Welcome to the K. We cooking, baby. We
Chef
cooking
cooking
now.
up that MRE.
Cooking with the chef, yeah. Get him with that buffalo chicken, dog.
Cooking with the
Hey, look out for Crave. Hey, Jermaine, tell him about Crave.
Crave is going to be our food channel where we're going to be doing a bunch of different shit. I will be doing cheat day stuff since I'm on a carnivore diet, but fuck it. I have earned some cheat days now. We also have our in-house chef, Kyle, over here. We're going to be doing stuff with him. He's going to be cooking some stuff up. And then Francis, I hope to get involved where we can do some food truck shit together and just try out different shit with Andrew and then Jerizi. Everyone's going to jump in.
Oh yeah, I know.
It's going to be a
bunch of good
great.
spots.
It's going to be a great time, and I'm actually serious. Let's do an episode where we're just trying out a bunch of different MREs and rating them.
I'm very.
That'll be our first thing that we kick that off.
Hey, Jermaine, how do you spell that?
KR4V3 crazy.
Hey, baby. Crave. Yeah, baby. So all that stuff probably be on Patreon first. Make sure you sign up on our website.
Patreon gets it first.
Check out our sponsors at safelightcandle.com. You guys, anything to plug?
Yeah, you guys got to check out Jerizi and ASM's new song that they just dropped on our.
Yeah, oh yeah.
It's on Twitter. I know the link is on there. You guys,
It's on YouTube.
Yeah, and on YouTube, so check that out. Yeah.
What's it called?
Frequency. Because once you start seeing these ghosts in different frequencies, it gets scary. You know what I mean?
All right, let's go.
Yeah, baby.
Hey, frequency.
I don't know if you guys have seen what's called Wreck-It Ralph. I'm the glitch, baby.
Oh, yeah.
You know? I glitch in and out. So
Oh, Vanellope Von Schweetz, that a boy.
Vanellope.
Vanellope.
All right, guys. Anything to plug? Wrapping it up.
Sports every week. We're getting into the heat of NFL playoffs. Round around the corner, Super Bowl next, and then we got. I know Francis chomping at the bit to get into basketball. So.
Oh man, I
That's
can't wait to
coming.
talk about it. But we'll let football finish first. Then I know
We'll let football finish.
Football's got first, B-ball's got next.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, hey, baseball dog.
Baseball with Zach and Chef.
Let's go.
We're gonna do MMA too.
Yeah. MMA with
that's your round. Hey,
these two.
fucking UFC 298 at Honda Center.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Might have to go.
And stand-up skits by Andrew Santamaria.
Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
All right. Peace out, guys. Hey,
As soon as I get more free
is
time.
Aaron gonna win the championship or what?
Who?
Otani will.
Zaddy?
Oh jeez. Oh man, I hope not.